Hey friends, Jay Pryor here from Jay Pryor Consulting. Just want to remind you I'm checking in with these COVID-19 videos, and today I've had a really weepy day. I woke up this morning and one of the first things I saw was that a friend of mine had been taken off of a ventilator. And that is really, really good news, and it made me cry. And I wept some tears of joy. And then the rest of the day, I've just been having my emotions right there at the surface. And so I want to remind you again, and I'll keep saying it, to remind you over and over again, that we have never done a pandemic. I have never done this before, you have never done this before, and that there's no right way to do it. But there are things that we can do that make it easier, right? That make it just a little more ease. And one of them is not stuffing your emotions, like letting yourself have your feels if you need them. So I am pretty good. When I need to cry, I just cry, right? And today I've needed to cry a couple of times, and that's okay. And so the point of it is that wherever you are is okay. And you know, the truth is that no matter where you go, there you are, and you're always going to have to deal with you. So being able to handle your emotions, being able to let yourself move those things through. Remember, emotions are energy in motion. So to move those things through you is important. If you make yourself busy and don't feel your feelings and can't even find your feelings, you're going to end up stuffing them, and you're going to end up having that manifest in other ways, which we do not want. Right? Stress, we know that cortisol, the stress hormone, when we tip over our brain into bad stress, it has a huge impact on us. It increases belly fat, it causes depression, it causes anxiety. I mean, there's just so much stuff. Raises your blood pressure, so much stuff that stress does to us. So part of our job, right, is to be humans who know what to do with ourselves when we feel super stressed or when we have stuff going on like this. So remember that no matter where you are, it's okay, right? Just if you could accept yourself and give yourself some grace, it's the most important thing right now. Just accepting yourself wherever you are, getting done whatever you can get done, and to stop shooting all over yourself about the stuff that you should be doing. Again, never done a pandemic before. There are no shoulds at this point. So you want to give yourself a break, okay? Give yourself a break, be really kind with yourself, give yourself grace, and do whatever the next thing is in front of you to do. So for myself, making these videos helps me. Talking to people helps me. When I have the opportunity to talk to people and make a difference, it makes a huge difference for me. And when I get feedback from other people that I'm doing something that matters to them, that also makes a difference to me. So if you can find ways to be of service, ways to help other people, right now is the time, right? For you to get out of yourself a little bit and do stuff for others, even if it's a phone call, makes a huge difference. So I wanted to say that. I wanted to make sure you're clear. Being where you are is the most important thing. And I wanted to share that I've had a weepy day because I think it's important for all of you to get that all of us are going to go through this. Like, there's not one person who isn't experiencing some form of stress right now in the world. And stress manifests itself in all kinds of different ways. And so it's important for you to be kind to yourself and let yourself have your stress and do whatever you need to do that makes you feel good, gets you feeling better about things, whatever that is. I want to recommend a really light diet on the news. I promise you that you can watch 15 minutes of news and be completely caught up. You do not have to read articles over and over and over that say the same things. You do not have to watch the same shows that will tell you the same things over, or beat that drum on the same horrible things that are going on. We have so much negativity inundating us right now. It's everywhere you look. I mean, there are literally people dying. There are literally almost 500,000 people infected with the virus right now in the United States. I mean, if you want it, you can open up the door to negativity just like that. It's super easy. Here's what takes something. It takes something to go find a way to be grateful. It takes something to be someone who is looking for something else to focus on other than the negativity. And so I want to charge you with being someone who, for your own well-being, for your own mental health, can find some ways to, remember, flip over into 3-to-1 positive to negative thoughts. We know from neuroscience, we know from emotional intelligence studies, that successful people have 3-to-1 positive to negative thoughts. If you can get yourself there around this topic, you're going to be able to serve yourself a whole lot better. But I get that it takes something, because you have negativity just bombarding you from everywhere. And so it really does take something for you to stop, watch the birds, smell the flowers. You notice nature is not bothered by any of this. Nature is coming, and the hope of spring is in the air. So I want to challenge you to be somebody who goes the extra mile for yourself to focus on something that actually has you lifted up and makes a difference. There's tons of positive things happening. It just takes something to notice those. It takes something to indulge in those rather than indulging in the negativity. One of my besties, Rhonda, gave me this plaque that says, "You got this." And I look at it a lot. She gave it to me when I was going to talk to Google, which was a cool thing to do as a friend. And you got this, right? There's nothing in front of you that you cannot handle, I promise you. And collectively, we can do it together. So I promise you this is going to be over at some point, and I promise you you're going to have a happier day. And if you do stuff for yourself that makes you feel good and good about yourself, and you actually take the time to look for things to be grateful for, I promise you it will serve you. Let me know if there's any way I can help. I want to remind you that I'm doing calls on Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. The Zoom link is listed on my Facebook page. If you need it, it's right there. Hop on these calls with us. We had 27 people hop on the call last Monday, and it was fantastic. Just powerful people connecting in who are doing this kind of work. It really does make a difference. So I hope you'll join me. Have a good day.